We're talking about her down there with the vagina and P. Latrice Mason. We're talking about women's care. Come sit down with me. Holistic health solutions and services to women of all ages.
Do y'all want to know something? Dating in healthcare as a nurse practitioner, has just been so hard for me. So I struggle between, first of all, I'm an introvert, believe it or not, and the fact that I don't want to go outside. So, you try to force yourself to go outside, and that doesn't always work out. But anyways, so then you're just like, oh, I guess I should try online dating, because if I don't go outside, when am I ever going to meet somebody? So I've been trying online dating, and, it's like hit or miss. I've had so many crazy stories of guys that I've met that I'm just like, what even is this? So it's like you get on the site, you go through it for a month or two or however long you're on there, and then you just quit because it sucks. So I met this guy on the site, one of the sites, Bumble, Hinge I've been on, Be Okay, whatever. Anyways, I met him on one of the sites, and he seemed to be normal. We went on our first date. He opened the doors. It was good conversation. And we really just kind of went for drinks. We don't want to do anything too much. After the date, or on the date, when he's walking me to my car, he did kiss me. I will say that. And at the time it was not a big deal. So, it was a good date. Then in that time frame, we probably went on 3 or 4 more dates. Our second date was at a restaurant, and I'm just not big on trying to spend a lot of money like a guy. So I usually order appetizer and one drink. Then walks me to my car, kiss goodnight, respectable. Then third date, I believe we were supposed to go somewhere, but very last minute, within the hour, he cancels on me. Now he did call and basically said he threw his back out, and is there any way that we can reschedule, blah, 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 whatever. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Well, we didn't reschedule for probably 2 weeks. It took that long. But in that time frame, we stayed in contact. He kept me updated about his back. It seemed normal. So finally, 2 weeks goes by. We finally go to the next date, and he's walking me to, we end up walking to his car. We sit in his car for a little bit and, kissing or whatever. Then he drives me to my car, and he's just like, do you want some company? And of course, at this time, I'm kind of I still think it's too early. So, I decline. So the next time we end up meeting up is a week later, and I invited him over. So he comes over, we order some quesadillas or something, and we're watching movies, and, a little hot and heavy there, here and there. But my period was on. And so obviously, he's trying to have sex, and I'm just no. At first, I don't even tell him the reason why, but I'm just no. And then finally I tell him, my period is on. So he says, okay. And he kind of backs off a little bit or whatever. But then we end up having this conversation about how he says that most men will stop talking to you if after a certain amount of time they haven't had sex with you and they've taken you out on dates and spent some money. Now, mind you, I, in my head, calculated how much this man had spent on me. It was $71 over a span of 3 dates. So to me, that's not worth giving it up. It's worth way more than $71. So we kind of ha-ha about the conversation, and I just move on, right? So, we watch some more TV or whatever, and then it's maybe 11:30, 12 o'clock. So, he's going to go home. So he leaves, we kiss goodbye. Everything seems cool. Now, that was a Saturday. That Sunday, we didn't really talk. But Monday, I texted him, hey, good morning, blah, 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 whatever. He responded back and, smiley face. And he said whatever he said. I can't remember. But then Tuesday comes around and I don't hear from him. So I'm like, it's not a big deal. We don't have to talk. So when we don't talk on Tuesday, Wednesday comes around. And I text him and I'm just like, hey, good morning. How are you? Crickets. I never hear from this man again. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not the type of female to chase somebody. So if you're not gonna respond after that first time that I text you, then I'm not gonna keep texting, calling, emailing, faxing. Like, I'm not gonna do that. So, to me, it's like everything seemed to be cool until I didn't want to have sex with you. Or in his head, maybe that's what it was, but it had to be in his head, I'm telling you my period is on. So, like, what? And I just feel like he was younger and I should have known better. But I just thought, oh, he's mature. He's got his own house. He's, established, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Like, it's just so annoying. But I'm grateful that man ghosted me before having sex with him. And then he ghosted me afterwards. The thing about dating as a nurse practitioner, I have to I purposely don't even tell people what I do for a living. And don't tell them I own a practice, because I get one of two men. One that thinks that I'm going to take care of him, or two thinks that I'm going to be this trophy prize that they end up not even treating you that way. So a lot of times I'll just tell guys, yeah, I'm a nurse, work at the hospital, and 312s, whatever. Because they see dollar signs, and I'm still pole hustling over here. So, excuse you, sir. I'm not here to pay your bills. It just kind of gets really weird. I've had some crazy things happen with guys that I've met. I met this one guy. We hadn't even met in person, but we had just I think that was the first day we exchanged numbers and we were talking on the phone. So it gets kind of quiet on the phone and I'm like, hey, what are you over there doing? And this man tells me that he is masturbating. Wait, what? And when my reaction is like that, he's like, oh, I can stop. Sir, don't stop anything for me. I'm just going to get off the phone. He's like, no, I can stop. Nah, I'm good. I'm just going to hang up and immediately block you. Because why did you think masturbating on the phone with someone you just met was a good idea? And then not even that you were doing it, that you came out and just said that you were doing it. I don't know about these men out here. Oh my God. Then I met this guy who we didn't even talk on the phone. This is how funny this is. We didn't even talk on the phone. We met on the app. We exchanged numbers. We texted. And it wasn't even a lot of texting. He had texted hey, what are you doing? Whatever. And I was taking a shower. So I couldn't respond back as quickly as obviously the man wanted me to. So by the time I go to respond back, he's like, you take too long to respond. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Which is so funny to me. I'm like, sir, I was in the shower. Calm down. Oh my gosh. I seriously can't make this stuff up. It's just crazy. Anyway, there's that.